Survivor 45 had the biggest moment within the new era.
Kaleb, you are.
Survivor 45 brought back the fan favorite auction.
Welcome to the Survivor auction.
Survivor 45 had the rough start with a person quitting the game.
All I care about right now is how I feel and how these 5 people feel. And I know one of them was going home who wanted to be here more than me. And that's not fair.
And then only for another quit to happen a couple episodes later.
I would kindly ask that when you vote tonight that you write my name down on the parchment.
We had showmances, rivalries, a return to form with the old school Survivor feeling, and most importantly of all, 90-minute episodes.
Who will have what it takes to outwit, outplay, and outlast all the rest? This is Survivor 45.
Survivor 45 had a lot, and I mean a lot of things to be excited about, even before we sat down to watch the very first episode. In typical Survivor fashion, we finished Survivor 44 with a promo hyping up Survivor 45. And while the problems with the new era were still gonna be present, we'll be talking about them later in the video. This was the first time I watched a new era Survivor promo and was excited for what was to come.
Great-grandmother was not able to pay her rent, so my grandfather, he went and robbed a bank.
Yes, the return of the auction, fast-paced gameplay, some hilarious confessionals, and for the first time within the new era of Survivor, we had a returning player with Bruce. 100%, this was a strong first introduction into Survivor 45, and the entire cast of the season would agree as they all watched it together, freaking out about their season coming soon.
Claim the $1 million prize.
This is my bank out here. I can rob this bank. I can take from these people.
And then we had the big thing on everyone's mind, 90-minute episodes. Fans had been screaming to Jeff Probst for years about needing longer episodes, especially with the confusing twists and advantages found within the new era. But without any prior seasons to go off of, the community was left questioning whether or not 90-minute episodes of Survivor would actually work. And don't worry, I'm not gonna be an annoying YouTuber that makes you wait the entire video for the answer. Personally, I think moving from 60-minute episodes to 90-minute episodes is the single smartest decision Survivor has made since the beginning of the new era.
Been too long. Glad to be back.
I am really freaking excited to play Survivor.
The goal of this video is to examine Survivor Season 45 in its entirety so you can come to your own conclusion about whether you believe 90-minute episodes saved Survivor or not. Hey, what's up? Welcome back to Survivor Retrospective. Whoa, it feels weird to say that again. If you're finding my channel for the first time today or started watching my content recently, this YouTube channel started with what I called Survivor Retrospective. I set it with a goal to analyze, critique, and reflect on every single season of Survivor, and in the process give every season a ranking. This turned into a grueling daily process leading into Survivor 41. Good news is that if you're interested in checking out the entire Survivor Retrospective series after this video is complete, I have made a playlist containing all of the videos in the description. Anyway, with all that out of the way, let's get into it.
Jeff, I'll push back against Bruce a little bit. You know, I think it's really in his advantage to come out here and say, look, I'm just like you. I'm like everyone.
The hype and excitement surrounding the release of Survivor 45 was massive, but let me push back on that for a second. We knew we were getting starting 3 tribes, and we assumed Survivor was going to be doing the same twist we had seen for the past 4 seasons. Oh, little did we know we were gonna have our expectations completely blown away. As Survivor 45 was getting closer to its premiere, we also got word that the iconic Ancient Voices Survivor theme song would be returning. Now, this might not seem like a big deal to casual Survivor fans, but to someone who thinks about Survivor 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, it's a big freaking deal. It's the nostalgia that we all have remembering what it was like when we first started watching Survivor, and the iconic theme song would come on. That's right, Survivor 45 was going to be special. Survivor 45 was going to be different. We had returning players, change to the sit-out rule, change to puzzles, shot in the dark finally paying off, having fun on journeys, having fun with advantages, the theme song, the auction, Sassy Jeff, and fallen comrades. I must say Survivor 45 was a breath of fresh air in the new era of Survivor, and we'll be talking about all of my favorite moments throughout the video, but we won't be shying away from the things that didn't work as well, as there was a few times I thought Survivor 45 was going to turn into a disaster.
Hannah, the tribe has spoken. Time for you to go.
It took me lots of back and forth on where to rank this season of Survivor within all 45 seasons. I think what stumped me the most about ranking this season is it truly felt so different compared to all the other new era seasons. I'll be adding Survivor 45 to my rankings at the end of the video, and this is how I rank all 44 seasons of Survivor currently. But it gets more complicated when you think just the new era.
Okay, this could make my game or break my game, but at least I'm playing for me.
We have in last place Survivor 41, then Survivor 43, followed by Survivor 42, and Survivor 44 in first place. I'm under the impression as a Survivor fan and a fan of pizza that even a bad season of Survivor, much like a bad pizza, can still be enjoyable. Season 41 to season 44 I can easily rank in my head as they all feel the same, all hitting the same beats every episode. Erica, Marianne, Gabler, and Jam Jam winning the game, 3 tribes to start the season, earning the merge, Shipwheel Island, Sweat versus Savvy, it's all there. And that means as a viewer, we can separate these seasons based on what happens inside the game, with what we like versus what we don't like. And although Survivor 45 continues to hit the same moments that have become common in the new era, it just gives us so much more to work with that gives it a fresh new final product. If you are picking up at all what I'm getting at, the 90-minute episodes were amazing.
Bruce does a lot of stupid, annoying stuff. He name drops.
Kane is from Canada, coolest dude.
It really does annoy me deeply, like to my core.
The season started out in literally the worst way possible. Obviously, we never want to see someone quit Survivor, and in a way, the first episode is supposed to set the tone for the entire season. I can think of a lot of Survivor seasons that could not recover from a bad episode 1, and it's because it simply leaves such a bad taste in the mouth. I went to the Bryce and Wendell premiere party and left feeling underwhelmed and disappointed because we have Hannah quitting the game.
Give me the tribe dynamic here.
I mean, I think it's amazing, and I just keep thinking I'd love to watch it unfold from the comfort of my home. I'm not kidding.
Sure, we had some redeeming qualities like the introduction of the Emily storyline, and for the first time in Survivor history, players failing Sweat versus Savvy, but I remember ending episode 1 thinking this was the end of Survivor. I'm not joking, it got worse before it got better.
But I just want to make sure you're clear that you are telling people to vote for you, which is basically engineering a quit.
There is some debate that watching Hannah quit the game in the first episode is what opened the floodgates and allowed Sean to think it's okay to quit the greatest game in the world. This was a failure from the Survivor casting team, and this was a failure from the Survivor players that could have ruined an entire season, but it was going to get better.
Arguably the most infuriating ending of a premiere ever. I mean, we are talking day number 3.
Someone quit. Infuriating, maybe. Johnny unfair play, anyone? But Survivor is a game. People quit in games and in life.
90 minutes for what at the end of the day? Because we had someone quit in record time on Survivor.
People need to remember that some of the best seasons in Survivor history also include quits in them. So while in the moment, especially in the age of social media, it's tough not to freak out about the Hannah and Sean situation, I think this season will be top tier on a rewatch when you don't spend the first 4 weeks of the season watching 2 quits take place. Think Survivor Cagayan and Survivor Micronesia, 2 of the best seasons of all time, also have people quitting the game.
Totally different animal.
Secret.
When I told you that, you weren't supposed to tell them. You get it? I'm sorry, I don't talk llama. I'm supposed to talk llama to you.
The major critique I saw from people throughout Survivor 45 was that the vote-offs were all boring and predictable. Well, guess what? Hot take, I don't care at all. In fact, the tribal councils are the boringest part of any Survivor episode in my opinion, especially in the new era of Survivor when it's all about who can come up with the best metaphor. So it was refreshing to watch a dominating alliance actually be able to stay together and control the game. And at the same time, although a dominating alliance controlled the game, we understood the thought process of all the players thanks to 90-minute episodes. You need to think we would have had so much character development from the Blue Tribe cut out if we didn't have 90-minute episodes. And that's not all. Jake's fainting spells, the bug on the stick, Brando wearing his buff as a top, Sifu being Sifu, and much more would have all been cut from the episodes. So in my opinion, we would have been missing out. It's the small moments like that which make Survivor special.
And I truly believe that there is a code hidden in that flag. The first word, so to speak, if we take this pattern to be true, is one letter.
But that's not to say Survivor 45 was short of those big moments either. We had a fun pre-merge with Sabaya burning her idol at Tribal Council, Austin fighting for a sandwich, the real first tribe swap in the new era, Emily's player growth throughout the season, and we can't forget the best moment in the new era of Survivor finally getting some payoff.
Kaleb, you are... No!
And we need to give Jeff Probst a round of applause for listening to some, not all, but some of the problems the community has had with the new era of Survivor. We saw a glimpse of sassy Jeff return, which was amazing to see, and we received updates on the sit-out rule and the puzzles in Survivor 45 due to the game being exploited in Survivor 44.
Claire and Heidi gonna sit out. So Claire, just to mark this down, you have yet to compete in an immunity challenge this season.
Yeah.
And you're all right with that?
Yeah.
Although not the fault of Survivor 45, I've complained for the past few seasons that the finale episodes are feeling formulaic with how they're produced. We got the new beach, advantage hunt, final 5 challenge, tribal council, final 4 challenge, fireman king, jury speaks, and then the winner. But with that said, I think the non-stop action that Survivor finales give us was played off the best this time around. We spent the entire season having 90-minute episodes to slow down and learn the ins and outs of the cast, so that when it came time for a non-stop finale, we knew why everyone was making the decisions they were, even when the decisions were stupid. With Katurah not voting out Dee or Jake breaking the immunity challenge, this was a spicy finale, and I can't wait to talk about when we get to the part of the video where we can hype up one of the greatest wins in Survivor history with Dee. More on that later, but it was so refreshing. For the first time ever in the new era of Survivor, the final vote was not a 7-1-0 vote, and instead we got a good old 5-3-0 vote. And as a whole, the players of Survivor 45 were, well, the players of Survivor 45 were average. In fact, as the new era is concerned, I believe Survivor 45 might be the weakest of all the new era casts. That's not actually a bad thing. All of the new era Survivor seasons have given us amazing casts of characters, so sure, the cast of Survivor 45 was fine, but I don't think in the grand scheme of things there was anything we hadn't seen before. The difference that made the cast stand out compared to the previous seasons is, that's right, 90-minute episodes. When you look at the average number of confessionals each player received, well, Survivor 45 blew it out of the park. In fact, Survivor 45 broke a record held by Survivor Borneo all the way back in season 1 with the most confessionals in a single season with 668. Obviously, longer episodes means we get to spend more time with the characters.
This has been my best Survivor day.
This has got to be probably the worst day in my Survivor career.
Now, I do need to say the casting team needs to be very careful and tread lightly with their next decisions moving forward with the future of the show. It's completely unacceptable to have 2 quits in a single season, and although it didn't ruin the season for me, it made the early parts of the game tough to watch.
Sean, the tribe has spoken. Time for you to go.
But at the same time, I found myself craving the downtime moment each passing episode when we could just watch the players hang out and interact together. Boys night versus girls night, reading about the Survivor buffs, Katurah versus Bruce. There was so much here to enjoy.
God's being dudes.
Ladies' night at the sanctuary, boys' night out camp.
talking about Dee, we need to talk about her journey to sole survivor and the journey of, yes, I'm gonna say it, the most dominating winner we have seen in a long time. Please don't cringe when I say this, but Dee was a triple threat. The phrase triple threat gets thrown around the Survivor community far too often, but it actually applies perfectly to Dee's situation in Survivor 45. Outwit, outplay, outlast, social, physical, strategic, however you slice the pie, Dee could do it all, and she actually has a pretty impressive Survivor resume. Building a loyal, old school feeling alliance, winning the most individual immunity challenges of the season, whoever she wanted voted out would be sent home, and using her showmance to her advantage.
No, you're getting too personal about it. No, Emily is more of a threat. Austin's about to write my name now, but he doesn't want to.
So look, I'm gonna say it. With the problems the new era of Survivor has been plagued with, having under the radar winners, I actually think the biggest takeaway of the season is 90-minute episodes of Survivor allowed us to understand and appreciate how strong of a winner Dee truly was. Without 90-minute episodes, we lose out on her social game and a lot of what made her win so impressive in the first place. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts.
But Curl, if you spend 1 penny of this $1 million on that boy, I will personally fly to Miami and take it from you.
So look, I'm gonna say it, I loved Survivor 45. Sure, we still have the same issues of Jeff Probst and the producers being too involved with twists and overcomplicating the game. Sure, I wish we could change up the starting tribes and mix up the format. Sure, the Survivor after show is a complete waste of time, but hot take, unlike other seasons in the new era, these things did not impact the final product we received with Survivor 45. The overcomplicated game works so much better on screen when we have 90-minute episodes to flesh out the storylines. Ultimately, Survivor 45 gave us the best winner within the new era, alongside a strong alliance giving it a taste of old school Survivor. This season will be remembered as the season that changed Survivor forever and revolutionized the TV show that has been on the air for over 23 years with 90-minute episodes. The Survivor community can be annoying at times, as I would see people complain about the 90-minute episodes and how we got too much pointless filler. To that I say, you are wrong. When we are given the same formats every season, it's the character moments that separate every season of Survivor. And Survivor 45 showed me this TV show I fell in love with over 17 years ago isn't going anywhere, with 90-minute episodes saving Survivor. With another Survivor season all wrapped up, that means we have one more puzzle to give away. We'll be back for more giveaways with Survivor 46, but for now, the final giveaway of the season is banana. My final rating for Survivor 45 is a 9.2 out of 10. S tier.